What the Farage time? And as I covered in my digest at the top of the show, a bombshell Daily Express investigation has exposed French police prioritising drunken partying over stopping the small boats in Calais, with officers admitting they have been allowing the dangerous dinghies to set sail from French shores and telling the undercover journalists it's not our job to stop them. That's despite the £480 million of British taxpayers' money directly funding their work. So Nigel, Mucky Macron, he can't be trusted to stop the small boats. Should the government, should Rishi Sunak be demanding the £480 million back? I mean, this is outrageous.
Oh, Dan, you're underclubbing here terribly. This is nearly £800 million that we've spent since 2017.
Yeah.
All right, 800 million quid. Now, look, I'm not against people partying and having loads of fun. In fact, I'm rather for it. But when you learn from what, and let's be fair to the Express, it's a brilliant piece of investigative journalism. It really is. When you discover they're actually partying till 6 a.m, they are partying as the boats are leaving the beaches, because many do leave before first light. And then those conversations, look, our priority is to make sure Calais is safe, not to stop the boats. Now, on the one hand, I get it, looking after your national interest, wish we did a bit more of that. But why have we given 800 million quid? And I've seen TikTok videos today of boats launching with the police, literally, the French police, literally standing there and watching it. And all of this, of course, because of a moronic EU policy that says that anyone that crosses the Mediterranean can stay. And of course, because of Schengen, they can move from Italy or Spain or Greece or wherever it is through to France. And we have just wasted 800 million quid. It is making very little difference at all. And the only reason that Sunak can crow that the numbers are down 17% this year is the weather in July and August was so awful. Look at the numbers. 3,250 have crossed in the last 11 days alone. We're at 24,000 for the year. And if we get a calm autumn, we're going to be well in excess of 50, 60,000 by the end of the year.
No, it's a complete disaster. But look, I want to return to the war on motorists, Nigel, because after the Welsh Labour government provoked outrage by introducing a default 20 miles per hour speed limit on built-up roads recently, it's now Londoners who are going to face a similar fate after the failed Mayor Sadiq Khan announced a further 65 kilometres, that's over 40 miles of the capital's roads, will also be hit with this 20 mile per hour limit. So, Nigel, what's going on here? Because this is this going to be the reality of a Labour administration?
Well, quite possibly, yes. And I think that Wales, in many ways, is a test case for what Labour may be like. Although, let's not forget, the Tories are not much better on any of this stuff. These 20-mile-an-hour speed limits are utterly ludicrous. Outside of school, between 8 and 9 in the morning and 3:30 and 4:30 in the afternoon, I get it. If you really want to slow down traffic, put in speed bumps. And actually, selectively, they can be very effective indeed. The idea that when I'm driving down the embankment at midnight, the dual carriageway embankment at midnight, that if I'm doing more than 22 miles an hour, I'm going to get 3 points and a fine of some kind. This is ridiculous. It is almost an attempt to drive people out of cars. Policy being made by cyclists, Remainer cyclists who live in central London or central Birmingham or central Bristol or central Bath, completely detached. But something very interesting is going on. This ULEZ revolt has stepped up today. I'm now seeing ANPR vans. I'm now seeing ULEZ enforcement vans. They're even those are now being vandalised. And, I'm not going to go down the Ian Duncan Smith route and praise those that break the law. I can't do that. I won't do that. But let me tell you, I live down, as you know, literally at the furthest point from central London where the cameras are. This revolt This has barely started. This has barely started. This is something very, very big. It's as big as the poll tax protests and riots that we had back in 1990. We're being pushed too far. The poor are being taxed. Small businesses are being hurt. We're being told to bow down before the god of net zero. And to hear Kemi Badenoch yesterday, who I thought was one of the better Conservatives, saying we have to go on being reliant on China, otherwise we can't meet our net zero targets. I mean, God help us.
No, I think you're absolutely right. There's a bigger story going on. Of course, what's different is that the mainstream media, unlike the poll tax, they're not interested in it. But thank God for GB News, because we are. But look, both sides of the story, of course. London's Walking and Cycling Commissioner Will Norman has said lowering speeds is one of the most important things we can do to reduce road danger and forms a key part of the Mayor's Vision Zero goal to eliminate death and serious injury from London's transport network. But look, Nigel, I want to cross stateside now because, of course, breaking tonight, the House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has announced that he has instructed House committees to open an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. He claims that Biden has lied to the American people about his knowledge of his family's foreign business dealings, accusing him of presiding over a culture of corruption. So this is obviously all in regards to Biden's son and what went on there. The cover-up over Hunter Biden has been going on for years and years and years, Nigel. We saw it before the last election. Where's this going to go, though?
Kevin McCarthy is someone that I know, I've met many times, I respect, and he is miles away from being a hothead. He is a very, very big and small C Conservative person. And for him, a Speaker of the House, to have used the words that he did this evening UK time, shows you that he really believes there is a problem. Biden has clearly and openly lied about his connection with his son's clients. He was on those calls. This is a clear case for impeachment. And finally, at last, the net is beginning to close on the Bidens. You can see the special counsel that's been appointed that will bring charges against Hunter Biden within the course of the next month. And whilst the impeachment against Biden won't work because there's no way that 2/3 of the Senate are going to vote to get rid of him, I think what we saw in Saigon just 48 hours ago, where his own head of press had to interrupt in mid-sentence and close down the press conference.
And play some orchestral music, yeah.
It tells you one thing, Dan. All of those that tell you that the next presidential contest in America in November 2024 will be between Donald Trump and Joe Biden are wrong. Biden will not be the Democrat candidate. They have realized this man is a serious Achilles heel. And I would anticipate that by the Democrat convention next summer, somebody else will have been selected. America cannot go on with this idiot running it. He has no idea where he is. He lies. He even said he visited the 9/11 site the day after the atrocity. He did not. Yeah. Nothing he says is true. Hunter Biden clearly is a crook. Joe Biden has been, frankly, an accomplice to much of that. And when Donald Trump has said for years, it's the Biden crime family, I tell you what, he's going to be proved to be right in the end.
Bold prediction from Nigel Farage, back 7 p.m. tomorrow night here on GB News. Nigel, thank you so much.